So I just purchased this Synology and I'm trying it out for the first time, the DS2422 Plus. And I am trying this, I'm actually trying it out. That's another video that I'm doing to let you know, yay or nay on it, if I like it or not. You know, my own opinion. I'm going from a 4-bay to a 12-bay, so it's a huge increase. I have a bunch of hard drives I'm not using, and I'd rather use just those hard drives on the network for space, for our data, photos, videos, all that other stuff, and have my own kind of cloud service. I might actually discontinue my cloud services if this ends up working. Wow. Anyway, one of my things, this is an experimental video separate from the video on this device, and I'm a normal guy, just buys things, tries them out and see if they work. What I'm trying to do is I am upgrading from a DS418 4-bay NAS to a Synology, DS2422 Plus. Now, the other one, the 4-bay one, I had upgraded the hard drives on that, and I'm doing another test in that in regards to white labeled hard drives. So that's other videos I'm doing with that. So I'm leaving that alone. I'm not going to touch it. I'm adding this to the network. These are drives that I upgraded in that DS418. These are 14 terabyte hard drives. There's 4 of them here. 14 terabyte hard drives that I upgraded to 4 22 terabyte hard drives on my DS418. That's up and running, no issues. I was going to add these and additional drives, 4 terabyte drives and everything, to add even more space on my network. It's funny, what I thought of was, I wonder if, so I pulled these out and then upgraded. So at the time that I was upgrading to make sure that the 22 terabytes were working, I kept the drives next to the NAS to know which is the one I had just pulled out, just in case I have to put it back. And as I got to the 4th one, I lost track on which one was which number. So I don't know if this was on drive 1 and drive 4 and drive 3 and drive 2. It's all mixed up. So I was wondering what happens. I've never looked this up. I never tried it. I usually keep them in order. I mark them. I put a label on them, drive 1, 2, 3, and 4 while I'm doing things to make sure that I don't mix them up. But what happens if you do mix them up? What happens if you pull them all out? And let's say you get a new guy in the IT section. He pulls them all out. He doesn't keep the order that they're in. She or he gets them mixed up and has them all over the place. And now you know that they go to that NAS. You know that they have data, but they're all mixed up. So I wonder what will happen if I take these, install them in here, turn this on, and see if it still reads the RAID with my username and password. I'm hoping that everything comes up like if I was upgrading. To my understanding, you could do hardware upgrades. Hard drive. You can move the hard drives when you're upgrading the actual NAS. So my understanding of what I read, never done it before, trying it out for the first time, you should be able to take the old drives from the old NAS, put them in the new NAS, and it should come up like nothing happened. That's what I've read. I don't know if that's true. But you're supposed to keep them in order. So, you know, drive 1 goes into drive 1 here, drive 2 here, 3 here, 4 here. What happens if you mix them all up and you're in a situation? Maybe you're not upgrading to a new NAS. You pulled them out, you wanted to clean in here, change something out. Now you need to put it back and you're all confused and all of them all over the place. So let's see what happens in a real world scenario. Stick them in there, see if it finds the storage pool, does its magic, and it comes up like I did, you know, like nothing happened. There should be data on here. All I did for the DS418 to upgrade was pull the drives out. These drives I shut down, pulled these out, and put the new one in. I didn't remove the data from in here at all, just in case. So they still have data. I wonder if I can rebuild that storage pool from my original NAS onto this NAS to see if I can get all configurations and settings coming up from these hard drives to this drive. All right, so let's see what happens. It would be pretty incredible if I put them all in the correct order. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. All right, let's start it up and see what happens. I'm as curious as you are. So I just plugged it into my network and plugged in the power right here in the network. All right, let's turn it on and see what happens. Okay, I'm not getting any errors or anything in regards to the storage pool being corrupt or anything. I'm just getting status blinking, LAN, okay, and 4 green lights. Usually I get the yellow light with a blink with a beep letting me know that the data pool is degrading, but that's not happening. It looks good. Let me see what it looks like. So I'm running the Synology program software, and it came up. Let me just show it to you. Synology NAS. IP address is DHCP. Status is migratable. I see what that is, and I can click on it. Update for DS 2422 plus. So again, I just put them in whatever order I had them in. I can't imagine I put them in the right order, but let me click migrate and let me see. It says DS or assisted migrate system configuration. The drives can be migrated to the Synology NAS. The DSM version recorded on the motherboard is newer than the DSM version on the drives. This is likely to occur after an RMA service. Okay. Let me click OK. And let me go to that IP address. Okay, so I typed in the IP address that it gave me from the DHCP on the web address. Check that you moved the hard drives from DS. Oh, look at that! I read it. DS418 to the DS2422 Plus. You can migrate your data and settings to your new Synology NAS now. All right. Oh, if this works, this is great. So I have a rechange system configuration, keep the files and settings. Keep the files and most of the existing system settings. Please note that some configurations will still be lost. Okay. For more information, this tutorial. Reset system configuration, keep the files only. Keep the files only and all system settings will be reset to defaults. Files only. So I think I'm going to choose this one because I don't want to have an IP conflict since I manually changed the IP and it may take the manual IP address. So I'm going to play it safe and not choose that setting. I'm going to choose reset system configuration, keep the files only, and all system settings will be reset to default. Yeah, I'm going to do that one because I actually have the DS418 still on my system and I don't want any kind of conflict. All right, so I'm going to choose that one. Click next. Automatically download, so I'm going to do it. Automatically download. Click next, and there it goes. Okay, I have to create all the information. So I created the username and password, and now it's bringing me here, and I'm just going to pick automatically install important DSM packages, updates, only recommended. I'll do this later. Skip. No, I'll skip that. No, I don't want that. Let me do submit. And that's it. It's loading. Let's see what happens. So according to the device, my storage pool has crashed. I wonder if I can get lucky and get the right one in the right order. Wow. Okay, as 4 drives, I could keep trying until to see if it finally comes up correctly. If I get them in the correct order. There's 4 of them. I mean, it could take a while, but you know what? Let me try that. But it didn't work. If you mix up the drives, this could happen to you. Well, it happened to me. Maybe you'll have better luck, but it's not showing, let me see. And they're all unverified as well, so I don't know if that's playing a role. I hope it's not. Hopefully it is not. And let me go here. Not here. Overview. Oh, here it is. Overview. So I don't know what this for is. What's this for? So maybe I got 4 in the right slot. Maybe that's why it says 4. Let me do some swapping out and see what happens. So a huge fail. I've been swapping out the drives in every combination that there is. It's only 4 of them, and I believe I covered every single combination I could. And I think I broke the storage pool. It says crashed. I think my storage pool crashed. So don't do that. Make sure that you keep your drives in the order that you put them in, so you don't have this issue. I think that's what my issue is, unless it had to do with my original settings. But it did say keep my files, and guess what? I don't have my files. I have 1 drive that shows that it's part of the storage pool 1. So that's interesting. Let me show you that. So I think I broke my storage pool. It's in critical, and I don't think it's going to be recoverable. Let me see what it says there. Missing. So there's drives missing. So it's not seeing that the other drive, I guess because of the mix-up, it's not seeing that the other drives are part of the storage pool. So let me just show you an example. So the drive number 4 is the only one that is being shown as storage pool 1. It's an unverified drive, but that's because they're not Synology compatible drives. That's why it's showing that. So it's not showing up. When you look at this display, see, this is the only one. So storage pool 1. All the other ones, nothing. So it's lost. All the data is lost, I believe. Maybe it's recoverable. Maybe you can give me some info below. An expert. I'm not an expert, just a regular amateur guy, trying things out and see what happens. If anybody knows what I know that I was supposed to put them back in the same slot that, for example, drive 1 from DS418 should have gone into drive bay 1 here. So I guess when I booted up, I switched them around, so there should have been some combination of them being correct. But I think when I booted up, it just broke the storage pool because they were out of order. I believe that's what happened. But if you have any other info, please feel free to share it below. Maybe I'll do it, I'll try it another way next time. But I just like to try things out like this, especially when I'm upgrading to another NAS and trying things out. And because I'm in the position of being able to lose the data, that's all. Don't do this if you can't lose your data. Don't do this at all. But there's probably a way of plugging this into your computer and finding out which drive is which number. I don't know. I just tried it out and see what happened. And it didn't work for me. Maybe I did something wrong. Let me know below. We can learn from each other. All right, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll be doing a new storage pool for this. Bye now.